hit that subscribe button and the bell icon beside it to check out our latest videos before anyone else. What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the camera comparison between Redmi Note 5 and Honor 7X. On the rear, Honor 7X sports a dual camera setup with a 16 megapixel primary camera with f2.2 aperture, followed by a 2 megapixel camera for depth sensing and an LED flash. On the front, it sports an 8 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture. On the rear, Redmi Note 5 sports a 12 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture, followed by a dual LED flash. On the front, it sports a 5 megapixel camera along with a dedicated soft flash. So guys, this is the camera interface of the Redmi Note 5, the phone with a single camera. In terms of camera interface, there is nothing new. Almost all the Redmi phones come with the same UI. You can press this button to see the extra options. You can click this button to switch between the front camera and the rear camera. Next, we can press this button over here for filters. Over here, we have the toggle for auto flash. This phone even comes with a front facing flash and we have the same toggle over here. We can use auto flash or use it like a torch. So we have the LED light over there. Next, we have HDR mode for the rear camera. You can access it from here, but unfortunately there is no auto HDR. So that's a really sad thing. To record video, you can press this button and click the red button to start recording video. Now to change the video resolution, you need to go to options in the video mode and then select settings. From here, you can change the video resolution. Yes, this phone supports 4K natively. So that's a good thing, but there's no video stabilization on this phone. So even if you choose to record in 4K, footage will be very shaky and pretty much unusable. So guys, that was the camera interface of the Redmi Note 5. So guys, this is the camera interface of the Honor 7X and it looks very similar to Honor 9i and the Honor 9 Lite. So at the top we have the toggles. First one is for the rear flash and the next one is for the wide aperture mode. We'll come back to that in a second. Next we have the portrait mode for the rear cameras. Now just enable that toggle and make sure this particular toggle is enabled. Now you can take some portrait shots. Now on this phone, portrait mode only works on humans. So if your phone can detect a face in a picture, portrait mode works. Otherwise it'll take a normal picture. Now to take portrait shots of normal objects or photos with bokeh effect, just enable the wide aperture mode and from here you can change the aperture which affects the background blur effect. I usually go with the least number and then select the object and take a picture. Now once you take a picture, if you go to the gallery app, you have this quick indication saying that this photo was taken in wide aperture mode. Now just click that button. Now you can change the subject and the amount of blur effect. Now if I click over here, it will change the focus point to that wooden stand, and by doing this, I can change the amount of blur effect. So this is the wide aperture mode. Now if you go back, next we have the moving picture mode. Now once you take a picture in this mode, your phone will record few seconds as video. Now let me take a picture. So I was shaking the phone. Now this is the moving picture and we have a quick icon to indicate that. Now to play the video, I can simply touch and hold the picture and it will play the video. Now to switch between the primary camera and the front facing camera, you have the toggle over here. Now even for the front facing camera, this phone offers portrait mode just with a single camera and some software processing. So if you want to take portrait shots using the front facing camera, make sure you enable this toggle and this toggle should also be enabled. So that's how you can take portrait shots. This phone doesn't have a dedicated front facing flash. Instead it uses the display as flash. So if you want to tweak that setting, you can do it from here. If you want to change settings related to the video resolution, swipe to the left side, go to resolution and from here you can change it. Now in the photo mode, if you swipe to the right side, you get some additional modes like Pro Video, Pro Photo, HDR mode and many more. But this phone doesn't have auto HDR, which is a very sad thing. We have some additional settings including gestures like smile capture, touch to capture and audio control. We even have another gesture for the front facing camera. So guys, that was the camera interface of the Honor 7X. Now these are the sample shots. Both phones overexpose the shot to make it look bright. On Note 5, colors are to the warmer side, and on 7X, colors are very saturated and look more pleasing to the eyes. On Note 5, colors are close to accurate colors. Sharpness and exposure control on 7X is much better than Note 5. Capturing speeds and focusing speeds are equally good on both phones. Dynamic range is slightly better on Note 5. In well-lit conditions, both phones do a good job, with a slight difference in color reproduction and white balance. Out of these two phones, for regular pictures, I prefer the Honor 7X for the saturated colors. Now these are some pictures taken with HDR on both phones. Even in HDR mode, colors look very warm on Note 5. On 7X, some shots look very bright and some shots look very dark. It isn't working consistently. So Redmi Note 5 works better in HDR mode. Now these are some macro shots. I didn't have any problems taking macro shots on both phones. Now these are some pictures taken in indoor lighting conditions. Even in low lighting conditions, Note 5 takes slightly warmer pictures with close to accurate colors. And on a 7X, colors are still saturated. In terms of sharpness, both are same. Now these are some pictures taken in very low lighting conditions. Once again, colors look warm on Note 5 and 7X has good color balance with super saturated colors. Once again, there isn't a huge difference between both the phones. It's just a matter of color reproduction. Honor 7X comes with a dual camera setup on the rear and offers us portrait mode. Note 5 has just single camera and doesn't offer this feature. So these are some sample pictures from Honor 7X. While taking portrait shots, 7X overexposes the shot so colors look slightly blown out, and sometimes it underexposes the shot and you get dim images. On the whole, in good lighting conditions, it does a good job. If lighting conditions are bad, you need to jump in and adjust exposure manually to get better shots. Now coming to selfies, Note 5 comes with a regular 5MP camera and 7X comes with a better 8MP camera with wide angle lens. So you get better and wider selfies on 7X. On Note 5, colors are close to accurate colors. On a 7X, overexposes the image to make you look fair, colors are to the warmer side and makes them super saturated. Note 5 has good exposure control, but still, selfies on 7X look better with overexposed background. So for selfies, Honor 7X is definitely better. In low lighting conditions, Note 5 uses a dedicated front-facing flash and Honor 7X uses the display as a flash. In terms of capturing speeds, both are fast, but selfies from Honor 7X are more sharper, once again with super saturated colors and better skin tones. So even in low lighting conditions, Honor 7X takes better selfies than Note 5. Honor 7X, just like the Redmi Note 5, comes with a single camera on the front, but still offers us portrait mode. Here are the sample shots. As it is completely software based, Redmi Note 5 should also be able to do it, but for some reason, Xiaomi didn't include this feature on the Note 5. Now coming to the portrait selfies themselves, edge detection for the front camera works better than the rear camera. Now coming to video recording, here's the sample footage from both phones. Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the camera comparison between the Redmi Note 5 and the Honor 7X. On the left side I have the Redmi Note 5 and on the right side I have the Honor 7X, and the audio is from the phone itself, so you can check out the noise cancellation from both the phones. By the way guys, I'll be doing the camera comparisons with most of the phones in the same price segment, so do check out the other videos. I'll try to leave a link in the description. Use that. Redmi Note 5 can record video in 4K and Honor 7X can only record video at a maximum of 1080p. There is no OIS or EIS on both the phones, so the footage is shaky. On Note 5, colors look very warm, and on Honor 7X, footage has neutral color balance with super saturated colors. So in terms of footage quality, I would prefer Honor 7X. This is the sample footage from the front-facing camera. Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the camera comparison between the Honor 7X and the Redmi Note 5. I have the Redmi Note 5 on the left side and the Honor 7X on the right side, and the video is being recorded in 1080p. Audio is also from the phone itself, so you can check out the noise cancellation from both the phones. Both phones can record video in 1080p and there is no OIS or EIS on both the phones. Now coming to the footage quality, there is a huge difference between both the phones. Honor 7X has a wider footage with way better exposure control. So for front camera video recording, Honor 7X is undoubtedly the winner. So guys, to conclude, in the camera department, Honor 7X is definitely better than Note 5. So guys, looking at the sample pictures and the sample footage, what's your take on the camera comparison? Which phone do you think did better? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy either of these phones, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag ASKGREEDYTECH on Twitter, and we will try to make it as soon as possible. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to see more cool videos on tech. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.